Welcome to my channel. This is part 6 in a 9-part series on drafting a pattern for an 1870s evening gown based on a design by the acclaimed costume designer Susan Tsu. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to draft the train which attaches to the same yoke as the apron. Let's get started. Alright, in this part of the tutorial, we're going to draft the train, and the train is a lot easier than the apron. You can see I have the apron over here. This is my project file from the previous part of the series. And I just moved it out of the way, but we will still use the yoke, which is right here. And let's go ahead and start with a rectangle. So go ahead and grab the rectangle tool, which is the S hotkey, and right here in the 2D toolbar, and just click anywhere in the 2D window and type in for width, we want 4 inches, and height we want to be 50 inches. So that's the length of our train and then half the width of our train. Go ahead and click OK. All right, I went ahead and labeled these points A, B, C, and D. And before we go any further, let's go ahead and sew the train to the yoke at center back. So let's use the free sewing tool, or the M hotkey, which is over here in the 2D toolbar. And just click B and then A on the train, and then click D on the yoke. And then wherever that blue point is, that is where you want to end that stitching line. It's that blue point is just telling you that that is trued, and then go ahead and click that 4th point. And my train is all the way over here, so I'm going to go to the select move tool, or the Q hotkey over here in the 3D toolbar. Right click that train pattern and then choose superimpose side, and that will get it closer to the place where I want it to be. All right, let's go to the transform pattern tool, or the A hotkey over here in the 2D toolbar, and I'm going to click this side of the train and then do Control or Command D to duplicate it with symmetric sewing, and that will be this other side over here. Now that we have a left and a right, let's sew them together with the segment sewing tool, or the N hotkey that is over here in the 2D toolbar. And let's just click line BD on one side and line BD on the other side, and that'll sew our center backs. Let's go ahead and simulate it, and it looks like a sad little train, but a train nonetheless. Now we can go ahead and add fullness to the bottom. So to do that, we're going to use the fullness line tool, which is here in the 2D toolbar. If you click down on slash and spread, choose fullness line, and let's click A, then click B, then click C, and then click D, and notice which side of the pattern I'm working on. I've been trying to consistently work on the left side for ease. And for direction, let's leave it at start. Slash line length, we want to be 16. And so we can see that this is our center back, and we are spreading our train out towards the outer ways. If that looks like yours, then go ahead and click OK. And now we want to split this piece into 4 equal segments, because that is where we're going to put the pleats in the train. So go to the Edit Pattern tool, or the Z hotkey right here in the 2D toolbar. Right click line AB and then choose Split. And we're going to go ahead and do a uniform split, number of segments 3. Go ahead and click OK. And then we're going to do the same on the bottom. Right click, split, uniform split, number of segments 3. OK. I went ahead and named our new internal points 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to use those as guidelines now to put our internal polygons. So that's the G hotkey right here in the 2D toolbar. So just click point 1 and then double click point 3, and then click point 2 and then double click point 4. And now we have these evenly distributed lines that we're going to use to mark our pleats. And to do that, we're going to use the Edit Pattern tool, or the Z hotkey. Shift click both of those internal lines. Right click, then choose Cut and Sew. Okay, now similarly to the apron, we're going to select all of these internal lines now. So I'm going to select this line, this line, this line, this line, and then actually I am going to select line BD, which is the center back. And these are the lines that we're going to be adding the pleat returns to. So right click those selections and then choose Offset Pattern Outline. And then direction, we want to be extend. Distance, we want to be 1 inch. number of offsets, keep that as 1. We don't want to create an internal line unless you want to for putting pleat folds in, then you can keep that checked. Side segment type, we want to be on mirror. Go ahead and click OK. And now I'm just going to move these farther apart so we can see what we're doing. All right, I went ahead and labeled all these points, and I'm going to zoom in to show you what I did. Now I have this point is point C, like always. This point now here is 3A, and this one is 3B, 3C, 3D, and so on and so forth. And I really just put those in to make it easier to follow along with the written guide available on my Patreon. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and go to the Edit Pattern tool, or the Z hotkey, and let's right-click line 3A to 3B, which is this line right here, and then choose Change Length. And we're going to choose length 4 inches, and I want to make this wider, not smaller, so I'm going to choose direction End, and then OK. I'm going to do the same for 4A and 4B, so right-click that line, change length 4 and end, okay. And then I'm also going to do the same for D1 to D. So change length and, oh, not 44, but 4 and end. Okay, I'm going to spread these apart a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Essentially, I'm increasing the return at the hem of the train that will make a more dramatic flare happen when everything is said and done. So now just 2 more I want to do. I just didn't do these the first time because I want to change the directions that I'm editing. So 3C to 3D, right click that, change length, and 4. And this time we will leave the direction at start. Okay. And then 4C to 4D, change length. And again, we're going to leave the direction to start. Okay. So now we've just basically increased the flare of these panels, which is exciting. That's going to be very pretty. And now that we've done that, we can go ahead and merge them all back together. So with the Edit Sewing tool, or the B hotkey, and let's work from the back out. So I'm going to right click the backmost piece and choose Merge, the stitching, then over here, and then choose Merge, and that will just maintain the grain line to the backmost piece. Okay, we're almost done, but I want to adjust the length at the center back of this train. So to do that, I first need to convert all of these points down here to curve points. So let's go to the Edit Pattern tool, or the Z hotkey, and just box select all these internal points here, right click, and then choose Convert to Curve Point. And once that's done, we can right click line BD at the center back and then change that length. And I just want a more dramatic center back. So let's make the length 60. Okay. And now we can go ahead and simulate. All right. Very, very pretty. Love it. Love the shape. There's a lot more work you can do to sew these pleats up here into position, but for now I'm going to leave it as it is, and we'll continue working on the other parts of the tutorial. So let's go ahead, and once we're done admiring the train, shift click both of these pieces, right click, deactivate pattern and sewing, and then shift Q to hide, and we are ready to work on the next part of the gown. I'll see you there.